Hey there! If you've been curious about this question just like I have, then today we're going to get a detailed and well-grounded answer, and we'll also find out why and what dose of candies could potentially be lethal. First things first, it's time to hit up the supermarket and hunt down those alcohol-infused candies. After scrutinizing the ingredients on various boxes, we've snagged ourselves a variety of different types of boozy treats. Let's grab them all and head home to start testing. We've purchased 5 different boxes of candies from various brands and with different compositions. What unites them is that inside you'll find either spirits, liquor or some other form of alcohol. As always, the most enjoyable part is the unboxing. Inside one of the boxes we find only 10 pieces of candy and a bunch of empty space. Moreover, besides alcohol, this chocolate treat also contains alcohol-soaked cherries. While this might enhance the flavor, for our purposes it means there's very little liquid in the candy. From this box of candies we got just a tiny bit of alcohol and 10 cherries, the alcohol proof of which we can't measure at all. These candies are not suitable even for rough estimates. Among all the candidates, we found a slightly different type of candy. Here, in the package, there are exactly twice as many candies, a whopping 20 pieces. Additionally, there's no cherry getting in our way inside, just chocolate and some alcoholic liquid, the strength of which we'll find out soon. From 3 boxes of these candies, we already got a total of 75 grams of liquor, so these candies are definitely a good fit for our experiment. It's time to head back to the supermarket and stock up on as many of these boxes as possible. We decided to get the same candies, but with different flavors of filling. It'll be more precise. Who knows, maybe the alcohol content varies between them too. While we were buying all this, it felt like some childhood dream come true, buying heaps of candies all at once and taking them all home. Now it's time to carefully stack all the boxes and start our experiment. First, we'll grab the scales and check if the manufacturer was honest about the weight of the candies. Then, we'll weigh the box itself and determine the weight of the candies without the packaging. We're gathering all this data for a reason. We found out that one candy weighs either 7 or 8 grams. Then meticulously measured how much liquor we'd get from different numbers of candies, and accordingly figured out how much chocolate remains. In total, we got the most crucial number we needed. In one box of candies, there's 22 grams of liquor. In general, with all these numbers, we could simply calculate the necessary parameters and find out how many candies we'd need to reach a certain level of drunkenness. This could answer the main question, but for now we won't reveal this data. Instead, let's move on to what everyone's been waiting for. Yes, we're talking about opening all our candy boxes and gathering all the candies in one place. And then, as you've probably guessed, we'll be extracting our candy liquor from a whopping 30 boxes. At first, it seemed like the task wasn't too difficult, especially with the two of us working together. We grab a measuring cup. For comfort, we put on gloves and follow a simple technique. We make a cut on the candy, then break it over the cup. The entire process of extracting alcohol from candies took more than 2 hours, even with me and the cameraman working together. All in all, we ended up with almost a liter of the liquid we needed, but besides that, we had a whole mountain of chocolate left over. The liquor itself was very viscous, and in terms of color, it was something between tea and caramel. The smell of the obtained liquid was very sweet and alcoholic, and as for the taste...
Oh God, it's so good. So good.
Now, our task is to determine the strength of our liqueur. To find out the strength of an alcoholic beverage, people usually use a household device called a hydrometer. You need to immerse it in the liquid, and it will accurately show the strength of the drink. But there is one problem. The hydrometer doesn't measure anything with impurities, anything other than alcohol and water. It can't even measure a standard liquor, let alone our liquid, as viscous as caramel. Well, it seems we won't be able to find out the proof. Maybe somehow we can estimate it approximately? We can! We took an empty jar and filled it with vodka, the strength of which we know and fixed. Then we collected the pairs of alcohol obtained in the jar into a syringe and checked what number our breathalyzer would show us. We got a certain value. We did the same with the liqueur, the strength of which is also known to us, and then with the liqueur we obtained. All these numbers are plugged into a simple school system of equations, from which we derive the strength value of our liquor. Although it's not very accurate, we got at least an approximate value, and that's 19% alcohol by volume. Now we have all the data at hand, from which we compiled a table of intoxication levels. To experience a mild level of intoxication, we need just 5 boxes of candies, from which we'll obtain 110 milliliters of liquor, along with a side effect of 700 grams of chocolate and over 2000 calories. Such a level of intoxication is not scary, so we decided to try these 110 milliliters ourselves. The liquor is incredibly sweet, almost giving us a toothache. Plus, after 15 hours of shooting, just the smell of it made us feel nauseous. Now we need to wait a couple of minutes. And we're testing our blood alcohol level with the breathalyzer, with no editing. Everything matches up. The device showed 0.15 per mille, which corresponds to a very light degree of intoxication, where legally one could still drive. The approximate equivalent of what we drank, 1 bottle of beer. What happens with a higher dosage? We didn't dare to test it ourselves. Somewhere between moderate and high levels of intoxication, a person loses coordination and coherence of speech. And after consuming 30 boxes of candies, not only will one be very drunk, but the risks to health from the calories and sugar consumed are immense. So, I hope you've got the answer to this question and won't attempt to test it at home. Also, you can give us a like for answering your childhood question, and in the comments, give us an answer to our question: what should we do with all this chocolate now? Bye!